If you are viewing this video, I am certain that you own a crypto wallet and have already made transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. Most people have experienced issues with high gas fees, and the time it takes when you make a transaction on it. With the increasing demand, and the explosion in DeFi and NFTs, the gas price has exploded. Even with the recent Ethereum updates, the fees are still very high when network congestion happens with the high usage of the blockchain. Moreover, the price of Ethereum is slowly moving up, which leads to even more expensive transactions. The solution for all these issues on Ethereum and other blockchains is more transactions and fewer fees, but unfortunately, this is only possible to a certain limit. This prevents any product that requires instant finality, high scalability, and low predictable fees to be built on them. This is where Layer 2 blockchain scaling solutions come in.
Did we lose you? Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, the most interesting is yet to come.
Let's get back to it. A Layer 2 is a framework that sits on top of Layer 1, which is the base layer or also called blockchain. The objective of building or using Layer 2's technology is to solve the challenges that currently face the primary blockchain, by offloading the network of Layer 1 to Layer 2 in order to leverage the speed of transactions, security, and scalability of the Layer 1. Looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin, it does have limitations, whereby they are still unable to process thousands of transactions per second, and this certainly limits their overriding potential in the long run. For example, meet Jacobo. He wants to make his clients pay with some ETH in his store and asks advice. Unfortunately, he would lose a lot of money by doing so, and it's not a great idea. As the turtle said.
Yeah. But little turtle, ETH 2.0 is coming, right?
Well, even with ETH 2.0, which introduces sharding and proof of stake, those new technologies won't be enough. ETH will need Layer 2 solutions to make millions of transactions per second as the market requires. For some reason, unfortunately, ETH can't modify itself enough without losing some security and lose a part of its decentralization, and by doing so, cannot have a commercial use, and that's why we absolutely need the best Layer 2 possible. Now, Nami is different because no other scaling solution on Ethereum today that offers Nami's performance is uniquely capable of powering real-world use cases such as blockchain gaming, DeFi, supply chain management platform, and way other use cases. This is only possible because of the unique Nami's architecture called state pool. The state pool model is unique and allows Nami to deliver unrivaled scaling performance. But before explaining this architecture, I need to tell you about three main solutions that are planned to be used to solve the problems of Ethereum. Plasma, rollups and sidechains. Plasma was originally proposed by Vitalik Buterin. Used for building scaling applications, it leverages the use of smart contracts and performs off-chain transactions while relying on Ethereum. Sidechains are Cantibale blockchains. They use the same machine so that the contracts directly complain to the sidechain. Instead of calculating everything on the Ethereum blockchain, a sidechain can be used to take some things out of the calculation while still assuring that in the end, the right amount will go back into the main blockchain. Rollups are smart solution protocols that breaks transactions down into two parts, data and execution. Whenever a transaction is posted on the blockchain, it rollups execute the transaction on Layer 2 and post the transaction data on Layer 1 to decrease the gas fees and increase the throughput by using compression techniques. So what makes Nami unbeatable against these solutions? Like Plasma, Nami does not require regular commitments to the base layer and only uses it for his security only after a transaction takes place, which is a unique method to ensure that users' funds are always safe. Because Nami avoids the need to commit regularly to the base layer, there is instant finality for all transactions. Once a transaction receipt has been received, it is irreversible. This can be very useful, for example, when two people exchange information and do not have to wait for hours to be sure that everything has gone well. We'll talk about it soon, knowing that this feature is specific to Nami. While you can only make 15 transactions per second with Ethereum, there is no limit to the transactions per second that can be processed across the network as a whole. The fees are known predictable and they are low and stays stable over extended periods of time, which is not the case on Ethereum. The gas currency is fixed in USD terms, so you don't have to pay with the native token or especially with some ETH. That means that you don't have to be a victim of this instability. And finally, the move of funds between Layer 1, Ethereum, and Layer 2 is fast. NFTs are also withdrawable. On the other hand, the other Layer 2 solutions that are focusing on rollups and sidechains of various types inherit many performance constraints and security problems, such as, in the case of rollups, transactions will probably be only between 50 to 90% cheaper than a regular Ethereum transaction, and they will probably only be able to achieve 100 to 200 transactions per second. In the sidechains case, we can't ensure predictable fees because the gas-based model of Ethereum has been replicated. All these issues, which are only a small part of all the problems that have been identified, mean that products at scale cannot be built upon these platforms. On top of that, Nami also adds features that were ignored by the other layers too: finality and latency. As said before, finality refers to the point at which a transaction becomes irreversible, which is important because only when a transaction is final can it be risk-free that it will be unwound beneath them. While ETH 2.0 will have a finality of approximately 6 minutes, Nami finality is instantaneous. Latency refers to the time between a transaction being committed to the blockchain and the time it becomes final. In fact, Nami provides extremely low latency for transactions. When Ethereum has 6.5 seconds latency, Nami only has a few milliseconds. As an example, it can be very useful for gaming. Oh, I forgot, Plasma suffers of latency because his own has actually increased versus the Ethereum one. All the small details that have been thought, Nami will become a solution of choice in the coming years. We are coming to the end of this little summary. If you want to learn more about Nami and look at some comparison to other layers too, I've put some useful links in the description. Don't hesitate to join the Discord or the Telegram, and welcome to the technology of tomorrow.